Imagine the future of humanity stretching out for millions of years. Now imagine that entire future balanced on a knife's edge, today. In this video, we're exploring The Precipice by Toby Ord, a haunting, brilliant, and surprisingly hopeful look at existential risk, the ways we might wipe ourselves out, and how we might not. We'll look at how close we really are to catastrophe, why this century is so dangerous, and what it means to be responsible ancestors. Toby Ord, a moral philosopher at Oxford, opens with a bold idea. We are living at a uniquely dangerous moment in human history. Not just climate change is bad, dangerous, but extinction-level dangerous. He calls it the precipice, the point in time where humanity's power has outpaced our wisdom. For the first time, a single species, us, has the tools to destroy itself: nuclear weapons, synthetic biology, runaway AI. And unlike asteroids or supervolcanoes, these threats are mostly our own doing. Most people think the future is something we'll worry about later. Ord flips that. This century, ours, might be the most important in human history. Why? Because we're the first generation that can end the human story, or secure its next chapter. We've passed through survival bottlenecks before: famines, plagues, world wars. But never before have we stood on the edge of total, irreversible collapse. We're not just living through history, we're holding the pen. So what exactly is an existential risk? It's not just a pandemic or a recession, or even a world war. It's something that would permanently destroy humanity's potential, either by wiping us out completely or locking us into a dystopian future we can never escape. Ord groups them into three big buckets: natural risks, like asteroid impacts, anthropogenic risks, like nuclear war, and emerging tech risks, like engineered pandemics and AI. Only one of those is out of our hands. The rest? That's on us. Ord actually gives estimates. He puts the risk of human extinction this century at about 1 in 6. Let that sink in. That's like playing Russian roulette with humanity. Natural risks like supervolcanoes or asteroids are rare and well understood, but our self-made threats, nuclear conflict, bioengineering, unaligned AI, the odds are climbing and fast, and most governments still playing short-term politics, not long-term survival. Of all the risks, Ord sees unaligned artificial intelligence as the greatest threat. It's not that AI wants to kill us. It's that we might give it goals or let it develop goals that conflict with human well-being. And once it's smarter than us, we may not get a second chance to fix that. It's the classic alignment problem. How do you make sure a superintelligence shares your values when it can rewrite its own code? If we get it wrong, we don't get to try again. Climate change is serious. It's deadly. It will displace millions and reshape economies. But it's not likely to end human civilization entirely. That doesn't mean we ignore it, just that we see it as one threat among many and not the only one. The real danger is when risks combine. Climate stress can fuel war. War can spread disease. Fragile systems can fall like dominoes. So yes, act on climate, but don't stop there. If the risks are real, why aren't we doing more? Ord says it comes down to two things: short-termism and moral blind spots. Leaders focus on election cycles, not extinction timelines. And we humans are wired to fear immediate threats, not abstract, slow-moving dangers. Add to that a general sense of helplessness, and it's no wonder existential risk gets ignored. But the stakes, they're too high to leave this off the table. Toby Ord argues from ethics, not just science. If humanity survives, the future could contain trillions of lives. Every one of those lives matters. So even a small chance of extinction carries enormous moral weight. To protect the future is to protect the people who don't yet exist, but who matter just as much as we do. That's the heart of long-termism. Our responsibility doesn't stop at today. This isn't a book of despair, it's a call to action. Ord lays out a roadmap: fund research into risk mitigation, build better institutions for global cooperation, regulate dangerous technologies, and develop a culture that thinks long-term. Most of all, treat existential risk like what it is, the defining challenge of our time. Who's responsible? Everyone, but especially those with power, influence, and money. Ord calls for a new kind of stewardship, one that goes beyond borders, industries, or generations. Scientists, politicians, business leaders, everyday citizens, we all have a role. Some will vote, some will organize, some will build the tools that either save us or don't. The future isn't written yet, but it is being shaped right now.
This book is full of hard truths, but it's not hopeless. We've overcome massive challenges before. We ended smallpox. We avoided full-scale nuclear war so far. We've built global institutions, and we've seen social movements shift the course of history. Hope isn't about ignoring the risks, it's about seeing them clearly and acting anyway. If we survive the 21st century, the future could be incredible. We could colonize space, cure disease, unlock whole new levels of flourishing. Human life could stretch on for millions of years, filled with art, discovery, and meaning. But only if we make it through this narrow window, this moment, this precipice. Toby Ord doesn't just write about this stuff, he lives it. He's pledged to donate a large portion of his income to the most effective causes he can find. He works with global policy teams. He's part of a growing movement that says, this century might be our trial. Let's not fail it. It's not about panic, it's about purpose. The Precipice is one of those rare books that changes how you see the world. It's not just a warning, it's a mirror, a guide, a question. What kind of ancestors do we want to be? It reminds us that power is not the same as wisdom, and that wisdom is something we desperately need now. If this breakdown gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe for more bold ideas. Simply told, we summarize world-shaping books every week. Drop a comment. What do you think is the biggest risk we're not talking about enough? And what book should we summarize next? Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious.